NATO, 1984 revisited. When War is Peace. This was written by Ross Rothenberg, I think from the Chicago Trib. From Global Research, May 21st, 2012. Considering the current state of world peace and NATO's responsibility to protect, just called the R2P policy, and to maintain a proper sense of balance, George Orwell's book 1984 should be reviewed periodically. In the spirit of the NATO summit in Chicago, I present a few quotes from the textbook for tomorrow. If the party could thrust its hand into the past and say this or that even, it never happened, that surely was more terrifying than mere torture and death. Don't you see that the whole aim of newspeak is to narrow the range of thought? Has it ever occurred to you, Winston, that by the year 2050 at the very latest, not a single human being will be alive who could possibly understand such a conversation as we are having now? The whole climate of thought will be different. In fact, there will be no thought as we understand it now. Orthodoxy means not thinking, not needing to think. Orthodoxy is unconsciousness. All rulers in all ages have tried to impose a false view of the world upon their followers. Then the face of Big Brother faded away again. Instead, the three slogans of the party stood out in bold capitals. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Once when he happened in some connection to mention the war against Eurasia, she startled him by saying casually that in her opinion, the war wasn't happening. The rocket bombs which fell daily on London were probably fired by the government of Oceania itself, just to keep the people frightened. This was an idea that had literally never occurred to him. The object of waging war is always to be in a better position in which to wage another war. The essential act of war is destruction, not necessarily of human lives, but the products of human labor. War is a way of shattering to pieces, or pouring into the stratosphere, or sinking in the depths of the sea, materials which might otherwise be used to make the masses too comfortable, and hence, in the long run, too intelligent. The ministry of peace concerns itself with war, the ministry of truth with lies, the ministry of love with torture, and the ministry of plenty with starvation. These contradictions are not accidental, nor do they result from ordinary hypocrisy. They are deliberate exercises in doublethink. For it is only by reconciling contradictions that power can be retained indefinitely. He also said that they were wrong in equating the military alliance to a war machine. If that's the basis for the protest, it's actually based on lack of knowledge. Our organization is a peace movement. Oh wait, that's not the Ministry of Truth speaking. That's NATO Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen. Yep, that's who just made that previous statement. I and so many others have struggled to understand why we need a world war machine in society today, and finally, Fogh Rasmussen, NATO's titular leader, has provided the enlightenment. NATO is a peace movement. I now understand that NATO dropping the most bombs since World War II on Yugoslavia in the early 90s was actually just blanketing the area with peace droppings. Clearly, clarity now exists for NATO's recent peace initiative in Libya, just exercising the responsibility to protect, using the tools of peace such as missiles, bombs, etc. NATO's decade-long Afghanistan mission comes into view as actually one of spreading peace, near and far, while roundly scolding the indigenous folk if they didn't understand. Then there is the ongoing U.S. and NATO-supported march towards peace in Syria, with assistance from many of Syria's friends such as Saudi Arabia. Syrian leader Assad just doesn't seem to get it that war is peace, and peace is what is being thrust upon him in his country, gushing in from Turkey, Iraq, etc. Russia should not be concerned about the ring of Aegis missiles being deployed around them, as it is merely a friendship ring of peace. Finally, well, not really finally, as 1984 reminds us that the object of waging war is always to be in a better position in which to wage another war. Remember, war is peace. Which now makes clear to me and hopefully the millions of citizens of Iran that they should just hold on through the many debilitating sanctions being imposed upon them because peace is coming. NATO and friends and partners are even now preparing their peace offerings and delivering tools because they fully understand the responsibility to protect you. Peace to all. Everything faded into mist. The past was erased, the erasure was forgotten, the lie became the truth. Yep. Ross Rothenberg, Chicago area political analyst, who can be reached at rossersurf at comcast.net. That's ROSSERSURF at comcast.net. Get out your books, folks. Time to reread some stuff, some classics like Orwell.